Okay, welcome to the first episode of this podcast. And I am sitting here today with my wonderful, beautiful mama. And we're going to be talking a little bit about staying grateful and thankful and loving in this time. And just in general, I think would be really nice. So, I don't know, starting out with kind of, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful to be here with you and grateful to have been able to stay for almost, 2.5 weeks and to enjoy little Nathan, my new grandson, who is beautiful. He's about 2 months, a little over 2 months old now, and to see how your family just is loving and how you've created your life together with Scott. And it's just beautiful to, watch the family grow and to know that life continues on, the circle of life, and to see that actually in action is just one of the most grateful things I think I've experienced in a long time. So it makes me a little teary. Aww. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. I mean, I definitely am super grateful and thankful that you're here and that you got to come out. And just the past 2.5 weeks have just been amazing. I've been super happy that you've been here. And I'm really hoping that you can come and visit again or that we can go down and visit you guys. But yeah, it's been great. Kind of just looking to the next question, I guess, is since we're talking about gratefulness, I think it's interesting to see, what is your first memory of being grateful or thankful? Was it like around a Thanksgiving table or in a moment of, I don't know, hardship or what? So
yeah, life, right? Mm-hmm. Many hardships and many joys. And I would say the one, when you asked me that question, I'm thinking, I just remember that we're given a choice many years ago in my 20s. They were given a choice to either choose to be happy or choose to be not so happy. And it really is a choice. And when I realized that, I said, I'm going to choose to be happy. And not only, I felt like there was a nudge from, I don't know, God or the universe or whatever, it is to us, higher power, that said, to you or to me, or to us as a whole, that it is a choice for us. And that's why I believe there are some people who are, always stay on the positive side because they choose to and they've worked hard. And that's what, I've done. And, at 62 years old, I can say I've done that, right? Because I've worked hard to always focus and visualize the best outcome for everything. And that, includes always being grateful beforehand almost. So like I picture it in my mind, and then I that gratefulness just comes, and then the more grateful you are, the more gratitude comes, and the more, wonderful things happen. And so I think that choice, when that happened in my 20s, was one of the greatest things. And I don't know what you would call it, but like kind of an epiphany, I guess, that there is that choice to be happy.
All right. I love it. So I don't know, just kind of thinking then, so is there a difference between that feeling of the choice that you're talking about versus like looking on the brighter side of things, like being optimistic? Is it one and the same, or is it slightly different in how people should think about it?
So the difference between optimistic and
choosing
to be optimistic,
or like that, what you're
feeling,
saying, for that brighter
that feeling,
side, that gratefulness. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Is there a difference? I don't really think there is a difference. I think that, as far as making the choice, you make the choice and then that's the difference right there.
Okay.
And I think that's all in one. Yeah, I think it's all in one.
Okay, so it happens in that moment when a person is choosing or is optimistic.
And I think that's part of growth, like a growth, because usually, and in my case, that was after, my father died, or your grandfather, right? And I'm sad and all those emotions that go with that. And I could be angry at the world, or I can be faithful and have faith that tomorrow's a new day and be bright. And that was that time. And so I chose and felt like I was guided to go that way, to be, it wasn't something really, I had an option, I did have an option to go that way, but it was presented to me as, you can go this way or you can go that way. And some people, I think, go the other way, and I don't know why. And then they don't have the growth, and they stay in that kind of funk for maybe their whole life, and they get depressed, and they have different negative things, and then that it compels more negative things, and then they get more opinionated, and then those opinions seem to, be, they're not open to ideas because they chose that way. And as we grow and as we learn, and if we're open, to, visualize the best, then the best will come. And in the moment, and not get, we cannot go back and be worried about those things that happened and be stuck there. A perfect example is when somebody passes away, and you're sad, and everybody grieves in a different way. But in a way, that's, if you can look at that as being kind of a gratitude that they were in your life and that you knew them, or there's a reason, and that from this day forward, choose gratitude and don't look back at the things that were sad, because we're still here, and it's just for a short amount of time.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to acknowledge the crossroads then, and then to choose that path of gratefulness, gratitude, thankfulness, love, all the things that bring those feelings of optimism. Cool. So how has your kind of perspective grown since you were in your 20s and your father's passing? So you said you're 62 now, and you just recently had a birthday, and you said that epiphany kind of came in your 20s. So how have you, or what have you done to kind of cultivate those feelings, or what would you do to really kind of, I don't know, is there a routine, or you find you're very optimistic, so is that like just natural now, or is it still a crossroads over and over again?
I think that we're always continuing learning, and if we choose to, and I want to continue to learn. But as I've learned, I found that I have to be more open to things, and to be more understanding of things, and to realize that not everybody sees things the same way, and that, actually to, the quietness of within ourself, and the peace and calm of just ourself is really the most important, and not to react to things like I used to react to. I don't do that anymore. And that's, I think, just like a practice of anything. Once you practice it and then it becomes easier and easier as you do it. And that visualization time that I spend seeing, like, I already saw myself here before I was here, and I saw myself holding Nathan before I was here. Challenges. Yeah, and I didn't look in between. I just saw myself here, and now tomorrow I'll go home and I see myself home already and on my deck, and so I have that visual, that, and then that time in between is just like nothing. Next thing you know, it's like almost like, if we could be bewitched, right, and wiggle our nose and be somewhere. It's like almost true in some instances. I believe that, that's it, and that's our focus. And as our focus becomes stronger on those things, then it becomes easier. And I just think that if you just keep focusing on all the good things, that the good things keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think I've heard of it as like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So like what you think is going to be happening is the thing that's probably most likely going to happen. So I think that's cool. So you have that, but with a visualization kind of technique. So I'm kind of thinking then, just looking, do you have any tips for kind of how to go in that direction?
Well, I think that if you schedule it into your day and make it a routine, at least sections of it, I mean, along with the visualization, I like to do, of course, meditation and prayer, which those kind of go together. I mean, I think meditation is more listening, where prayer is more talking, and talking, and then meditation is more listening. And then I also believe that nature, being out in nature, helps to keep our bodies raised, our vibration, because I definitely love to go out and hear the birds sing, and that definitely lifts my vibration. So I think, those routines are in my life where I meditate. I'm out in nature every day. I like to ground, put my feet on the earth and actually feel that, that's part of the world and universe, and, kind of goes into a deeper, deepness, of ourself and that quietness. So I think every day getting quiet and going within ourselves and loving ourselves. And the more we love ourselves, of course, the more we can love others. So I think those kind of like 5 things, wake with gratitude, make sure you meditate, pray, visualize all good things, be at peace within yourself, and realize that everybody's on a journey that's at a different level than where you are. And it's okay, because hopefully if they're open, then their journey will continue too, and they'll continue to have, a prosperous and celebration of life, right? I mean, that's what, when you want to continue to keep celebrating as we are right now, little Nathan in the circle of life, right? Can be happier.
Yeah, it's very cool. Well, very nice. So 5 kind of big things. Are those things that you do like one in the same? Like, are there things that you can kind of double dip across those 5 things? Or is it usually like pretty scheduled, like how you're saying, like out in nature and then, the prayer, meditation, however? Or is it kind of something that you can do like in a combination effect? Or
absolutely,
being outside, perhaps you can do like with your meditation or something.
And with your earthing and grounding, of course.
Okay.
And then, listening to positive, podcasts. And I love listening to different, uplifting, positive things. And I think not getting caught up in the worldly things, try not to get caught up in the worldly things like the news, of course, it's like, okay, I don't know, it's just because you don't know what that is. But yeah, I think you can definitely interchange all of the different things that I do as far as, to help improve, I don't know, I think we all hopefully want to be the best person we can be. And that's a life. That's for life. That's forever, to keep on loving so that you can be loved. The more you love yourself, the more people love you. The more love you project, the more love comes back.
Yeah, and that sounds like a really great list of things that you can do to kind of drop into that feeling of being thankful and grateful, and that happiness that can radiate like inside and outside.
Oh, and don't forget to laugh, because
right.
I mean, we laughed until tears, right? The other day, we could not stop laughing, and I mean, does that really like feed your soul or what? To keep laughter. And, even if it's not that funny, you could turn it into something funny, right? And continue to laugh and sing, I think is important. And just, in any moment, you can bring those things and just have a good time.
Totally. Okay, I guess for our final kind of question here, I think we'll see if it's the final question, but for those going through like a difficult situation, what would you say and recommend for these kind of grateful, thankful, loving tips? Anything?
Well, I think that if you start your day and you open your eyes and you wake up from your sleep and you just say, wow, I'm here for another day, or I'm grateful for this day, then you set the tone for the rest of the day. I mean, and I do that every day. I just wake up and go, oh, another day, and be joyful. And I think that would be probably, who does that? I'm not sure how many people do that, but that would probably be my best tip, because then you're like starting on the right foot, getting out on the right side of the bed. Because
I was just thinking
guess what? We're here, right? Yeah. And like I believe that, at how fast 62 years have flown by. I can't even believe it that I'm that old. And nobody does.
That
I remember.
Young, you should say.
Yeah. Well, I remember asking my mom when she was young. I go, "What does it feel like to be old?" And she's "I'm not old." Yeah, I thought she was.
I don't think anybody thinks they're old.
No, you don't feel any different. So, yeah, I think waking up with gratitude is a good start.
Great, cool. Well, thank you very much for this wonderful little podcast time. Do you have anything closing remarks you'd like to add or thoughts that spring to mind?
Well, just create your own desire. Whatever it is, I think we can all create it. And if we see it and we picture it, I mean, even like your flowers, like we went out to see, Janet has a little garden and all the little different vegetables are starting to sprout out. And we're just like, oh, get so excited to see these little, and guess what? They're going to turn into nice big bunch of different vegetables that we can actually eat. So it's just like the earth gives back what we give to the earth, you know, just by planting a little seed. So hopefully we've planted some seeds, for today in this podcast. And I love you so much. And
love you too.
Yeah.
It's great. Cool. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful day.